I just had a couple other things to say. Um, I'm just like, I keep going over and over in my head, like, what the fuck? I just, like, he said that, oh, he had been thinking about maybe, still coming out here. Like, don't, you know, like, don't fucking tease me with that. And then immediately after say, "Oh, but not anymore because of this." Like because I wanted to communicate with him about what he did. Like that was either a big lie or just, using that to, like, try to manipulate me into, like, using it for control, basically. um yeah, right. You thinking about coming out here and seeing me? And if me wanting to communicate with you about what you did, like reaching out to me to like flirt with me and stuff, if that's such a turnoff, then it's like what? Um, and then I said, um, I said, I was like waiting for the letdown afterwards, like, because like he had to, you know, take time to formulate what he's got to say to me or something. I'm like, why? Just say it, Like what you need to figure out a way to say it to me so that you don't hurt my feelings too bad, so that I'm not, like so you don't get like such a backlash or whatever because you know what you did was wrong. um or like, it's like, well, just say it with pure honesty. um like, why dick around, or like, why why pull my strings, like it's just, yank me around and stuff, like, um and then I was like, so, you know so I said it first so that he, I'm just like, okay, what, so what, like, you're gonna tell me like last time, like, oh, you're actually seeing somebody right now, or like, you're just gonna take it back, you didn't really mean it, and it's just a big mistake, and I'm like, ooh, I'm sorry, like, you're, so is that it, huh? And then he's like, no, that's not, no, it's not like that, I'm seeing people, other people. Like, well, fucking thanks. Like, why the fuck are you doing that with me then? What, like, why are you sending me messages like that late at night when you're like drunk and horny and like, you, what do you take me for? Like, so then when you didn't get what you want from me because, you know, or then when you had what you need because, yeah, I kind of flirted back a little bit, but I didn't send him anything lewd or whatever. But and then, and then you're gone and you can't talk to me anymore. So it's like you just want to use me. And then he said, I'm not looking for a happily ever after relationship. Was He later said was one of the things he was going to say. I was just like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Like, first of all, there is no happily ever after. That's a fucking myth. Second of all, is that supposed to mean like you just want to become one of these guys that just like uses girls and women for your pleasure and, you know, for some company when you're lonely or whatever, and you don't want anything meaningful at all with any like with women or anything like that. I'm just like, what? So you're gonna become one of those dudes now? And, you know, obviously, like, if you're messaging me like that, you're probably messaging other girls like that or doing that kind of shit in real life, I guess. I don't know. Because your defense, like, he came back defending the fact that he's, oh, you know, I'm seeing other people. What? I asked him point blank, I'm like, are you chatting with or seeing other people right now in the middle of this, like, whatever thing the other night? And take a deep breath. And he said, no, not at the moment. I'm like, what? So like tomorrow you are, or like on the weekend you will be, and you know, not right at this very moment while you're texting me these, you know, messages coming on to me and flirting with me, but you have someone else that you see on the weekends or something. Is that how it is? Like that's cheating. I'm sorry, but like, obviously he's not going to tell his other person about me, or maybe he has. I've got this crazy ex-girlfriend and blah 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 blah. You know what? Anything can be sorted out with good, decent, kind communication. Anything. Being respectful, whatever, blah blah blah. I'm just so sick and tired of being used for supply. And it's just like, you know, if you really want me, come and fucking get me, but don't do it on a, like, you know, yeah, we're just gonna play around for a little bit and we're just gonna have some fun. We already know we can do that stuff. We already know. Okay, so I'm like, if you want me, then commit to it and come and get me. But additionally, you know, maybe what you should do is like take a deep breath. Yes, this is a fake ring I wear to the gym sometimes. Just because I noticed actually that one guy looked at it and he was like, okay. Because he was like trying to talk to me. Well, it's one of the guys that worked there. Anyway, yeah. Sorry. It's also because I want that one day. But, what was I gonna say? Shit, lost my train of thought. Oh, you know, and then, like, to give me this excuse about, like, oh, I'm really stressed in my life right now, and I just need to take some time to think about how to say this to you, what I'm gonna say. Like, so you just, you can't face speaking to me. And I'm like, okay, so what is it here? Like, you're seeing someone else, you're dating someone else, you're like, what? You know, you didn't really mean it. You want to take it back. You like, don't mess with me, man. But again, additionally, there must have been something there. You know, like, it's probably always going to be there, like the potential for that, right? But at the same time, I know, I'm going on and on. I just, don't mess with me and tease me. And he already knew I'm starting to get all charged up about this. He already knew that I was like an emotional mess when, with the whole loss of the, chance of having a future together. Pretty much, if I sat and thought about it, I could easily work myself into tears about it. But I'm not going to do that. Not right now. But, just stop the lying and the cheating. And, you know, fuck, I just, ugh. It wouldn't have been so bad if, like, you just communicated with me and was, like, friendly and nice and whatever. Cool. And then we could just leave it at that, We don't have to, do you know what I mean? But then to, like, just say, I'm just never going to talk to you again because you're overreacting about it, because it's turned into it like a bigger deal than I thought it would. Yeah, it is kind of a big deal. Especially if you're doing that with me while you're seeing other people or another person, or like, chatting with other women like that. Like, don't do that to me. It's degrading. And a good girl, a good woman, who can be spicy sometimes, isn't gonna want that either. And if you're just after hoes, good luck, man. Or just a little missy to, hang out with on the weekends, and, go out and have dinners and go to the theater and blah, blah, blah. Nothing serious, you know, bang every once in a while. Just like, don't make me part of that. Don't talk to me when you're seeing or fucking other people. Don't lie to me. Don't take me for granted. Don't be unfaithful to me. Treasure me when you've got me. When you don't, then baby steps, get yourself into a good place where you're not really stressed. You probably shouldn't have been, messaging me when you're really stressed. Get into a position where you're not really stressed. You're just doing an A-okay. And then reach out and just, fix patching it up, But I just had to say that, like, there's just so much of the story about it, which, like, is, like, contradicting, doesn't make sense. I smell bullshit. Yeah. And, I don't know, I guess, I hope you, it's like, what? So what, you want an unhappily ever after? Or a happily never after? I don't know. I don't even know what that was supposed to mean. But, obviously, yeah, sure, there's something still there between us. And if it's unattractive for me to want to be civil and communicate, okay. But just know that I'm more than just, you know, okay, so here's the deal. Universe. I want a guy who can be my partner in crime, who can be wild but safe, who can also, you know, stimulate me spiritually as well as physically, who is, you know, fun, but also very driven. And I want to grow with that person, kind of like on the same page, like we have, you know, similar ideals and values and goals. I mean, it doesn't have to be like the same goal or whatever, but someone who is emotionally mature, like doesn't hide their emotions, but also can, you know, it's like, okay, they're not emotionally dismissive, and they care about me, like mentally and spiritually and physically, as well, you know. And what was I gonna say? Um, yeah, just someone I can, who respects me, and like if they're angry at me, they don't, they're not insulting, they're not, you know, they can deal with their anger in a healthy way. Like if they need to take a break, that's okay, but they communicate that, and then they say, I'm going to take a break, I'm going to come back to this when I can comfortably deal with it, or whatever it is. They're not violent with me, they're not, they don't invalidate me when they're upset. And they're, you know, it's like it's okay to have emotions, but you know, generally I'd be looking for somebody who's like pretty like chill and laid back, and like, you know, sense of humor is always a really great thing. Kind of sarcastic and, you know, intelligent. They like having intelligent conversations. Like somebody who, I guess, isn't going to be boring. Yeah, and we just, you know, like to do fun stuff together, and, you know, help each other with our goals and our businesses and our, you know, stuff like that. So we use, you know, like wise, sane principles in our lives. Someone who doesn't smoke, someone who's taller than me. Um, those are non-negotiables. It's also a non-negotiable that they gotta text me back. Like if they're mad at me, fine, if you need a 24-hour cool off period or whatever. But that's pretty much the limit, is like, if you need to wait, that's okay. But like, you know, text me back or say like, hey, you know, I'll get back to you later, or like at this specific time, or something like that. So that it's, you know, communication is pretty easy, kind of a thing. Someone who can treat me as their equal, and also somebody who can lay off the, you know, the loosen the reins a bit, and then also can take the reins with me. Yeah. All right, bye.